Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Welcome to Fun Fresh Fridays with Zaneta.
Hello, everyone. Good
Oh, I'm
morning,
sorry.
good evening, and good afternoon.
My apologies. This is live. Um, so I want to welcome you to our Fun Fresh Friday. And tonight we are going to talk about entrepreneurs, how it affects us. What is it to be like an entrepreneur? What are the struggles? What are the different challenges and the roadblocks that we encounter? So before I go on, I wanted to share this new beautiful streaming. It's I don't know if anybody has heard it, but it's called Restream, and it does wonderful things. There's I can put music on, I can put a background, I can do a whole bunch of stuff, and I can have up to 10 people. Wow. So I am waiting for my co-host, but so while I'm waiting for my co-host, I wanted to know what type in the chat, or you can join if you want to. What are some of the struggles that you have as an entrepreneur? I know it's a tough business out there because it has it's a large playing field. It's huge. There's a lot of entrepreneurs, and it's not like back in the day where when you started with YouTube, it was easier. With Instagram, when you started from the beginning, it was easier. Even with the platform of what do you call it, a Clubhouse. It's getting better and better now. So if you caught it at the early stage, you're golden. So now that there's so many of us out there that are starting businesses or trying to get your business going, especially with COVID. COVID had affected a lot of people. It just, did a lot of damage to not only their business, but also their 9 to 5. So I'm one of the fortunate ones that I actually work from home. So that's one of I'm thankful and I'm grateful for that. But I'd like to know, what are your challenges? I know me. One of the challenges is social media, the platforms, the trying to get clients, because there's so many other coaches out there. It's hard. Um, and and what I see also, and I'm gonna say this, what I see is that on social media, you see everyone, they looks like, oh my gosh, they're doing great. They're, successful. It looks like they have it going on. They have all of these clients. They have all these venues. They have all of these, different things that are going on. And you're like, well, what are they doing right that I'm doing wrong? Why can't I do? And then come to find out, they're really popular on social media, but not really, um, you know, uh, their business is not very popular either. So they're putting propaganda, if you could say that, or fake postings showing, behind the scenes and all of that, and really they don't have. So it makes other entrepreneurs jealous. It makes, what am I doing, or kind of upset. Um, yeah, trying to manage business and home, that is that is hard. Sleep. Sleep, yes. Because if you don't put your time in, and others are not sleeping at all. On Clubhouse, they have like a 24-hour kind of thing going on. I can't do that. Especially, like what you said, Wendy. You have kids, you have self-care. and it's very, very, very hard. Not only that, I find that um, even fellow entrepreneur support is kind of hard to have support with fellow entrepreneurs. Um, with family, I'm blessed that I have a husband that supports me. I'm just thankful for that. And um, but I hear a lot from my clients that they don't have support from their family. They say a lot of hurtful stuff, and um, it's not giving them the confidence. So, how do you navigate through being an entrepreneur? That is one of the questions I always ask different entrepreneurs. How do you navigate it? Um, how do you go from uh, you know trying to see which one works, or how do you navigate through it? And we have now here my co-host Stephania, and I'm gonna bring her up. And there we go. Hello, Stephania.
I was waiting, but then I realized, why is this not? And then I realized I had to press join. So
Oh,
my bad. I was here 5 minutes. I'm like, where's Zaneta? Zaneta's never late. Like, she's always like on time. But yeah, I'm so sorry. That's what I.
no. You're good. You're good. We were just talking about just what are the things that give us the what roadblocks, what struggles, what challenges do we have as an entrepreneur? Because now there's so many of them. If we caught YouTube at the beginning, we would have been an influencer. If we caught Instagram, we would have been a grammer. If we caught Clubhouse at an early stage as well, now you can actually text on um, on Clubhouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh,
Oh, wow.
yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't been on it for a while, actually.
Yeah.
So,
They've enhanced a whole lot of stuff on Clubhouse. So those that started in the beginning, they're riding that wave. So, but now, here we are, in the midst of COVID still. How has that affected? How do you navigate from that? How do you yeah, Wendy, yeah, you can actually text the hosts now or the moderators. um, so how do you navigate? How do you navigate that?
well, it has been challenging, but fun and up and down rides, I would call them. I can only speak for myself,
Yeah.
where particularly here in Australia, for those of you that don't know where I am in Australia, and if you've been listening to the news or caught some of the news, we've had it really hard. I think
Mm,
we're on like 250 or 200, between 250 260 days of lockdown. And I'm talking really severe lockdown
mm,
where people, we can't go out further than 5 kilometers than our homes. We have to wear masks, inside out. I mean, you don't wear it inside with your family, obviously, but when you're going outside, everywhere else. But even outside, when you just want to go for a nice walk to breathe fresh air, yeah, we've been
Isn't
restricted to
that
do.
ironic to breathe fresh air, but you have a mask on?
I know, it's crazy. But,
Yeah.
to tell you the truth, off air, I kind of like keep it low. I keep it here. If I'm crossing, people, I either cross the road or I, respect whatever else everybody else is doing.
Hmm.
But for me, I need fresh air. I need to be out. But going back to your question, Zanetta, how has it affected me personally? I think, it affects our moods and it affects the fact that we're just unstable. We're not in a normal living type environment, so to
Hmm.
speak. We're always at home. Everything happens at home. So what's been good for me is to really have more structure and
Mm,
time, knowing that like sticking to a time when I get up, when I do my meditation, when I exercise, scheduling my study time, my, research time, my coaching time, everything. I've had to really schedule it in. And, I also have two parents that I look after, and that's
Mm.
been very challenging. They're elderly, and my father particularly has been in and out of hospital this year. And of course, together with, hospital visits, I don't have children, but, regardless, you still have, other people have different type of responsibilities. And
Yeah.
with his illness, it's been really challenging because I've had to put a lot of things on hold, or, my appointment making, for example, or scheduling certain things with people. I have to say, look, there may have to be a little bit of flexibility here. Is that okay? Because of this situation. And, that's not my type of style, because I'm very much a perfectionist. I like to schedule things. I like to be present. I like,
Mm.
accountability is really important for myself and for others. And so that's kind of thrown me really out. Yeah, where I feel like I am not, totally able to be in control
Mhm.
of certain circumstances, which again then throws us off a little bit. And then when we have to do whatever we have to do, content writing, being present, coming on live for your audience. As an entrepreneur, we always have to be like, yay, we're just like, life is wonderful.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
We had this conversation too last week where, I think it's okay to be vulnerable. I think
Yeah.
it's okay. People want to see that. People want to know more about you. So for me, that's really allowed me to let go a little bit more and say, well, look, this is what's happened. I wasn't able to turn up, and I'm turning up now, but I'm still here.
Yeah. And I think that it does a whole lot to you in your psyche, your mental, um, because like one of the things that Wendy had said, sleep, sleep,
Mm,
you lose, your sleep is no longer, the norm, because all of this affects it. So how, like what you said, you have to show up and you have to be energized, um and I was talking about how I look at some of the Facebook, postings, and they look like, they have it all together. They have so many clients, they have so many, in the midst of everything, and then come to talk to them, Zaneta, I need help, I need this. And I'm like, well, what are you showing on Facebook? What are you showing on Instagram? You know,
mm,
dare to be vulnerable, um, because that's one thing that I really miss about just human being as you know general, is to let people know that, hey, I struggle too. Hey,
absolutely,
I have
yeah.
issues too. What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, I was just going to add to that, that it's so real, and it's so important to be real, I think, because
Yeah.
our audience, our clients are actually going through the same thing. And if we can't, uh, I wouldn't say relate, because we can relate to it, but just let our shield down and say, hey, it's okay. I'm feeling that same way too.
Mhm.
Um, I had a little bit of a, turn yesterday. I had a bit of a breakdown, whatever you want to call it. It's okay, because that way clients, oh, really? You too feel like that? Well, yeah.
Right.
that's it's very normal. And so then you become more relatable.
Right.
And, I think that conversation then from there will just flow with your clients. But today's time, I think people really want to see that. And, what's been really interesting, and I can just say this because I've monitored it, when I've taken pictures of myself, I did one about a month ago or so, where I was having a juice, like a beetroot, celery, apple, my
Mhm.
combo juices I like in the morning, and I'm literally in my PJs, right? And my hair's like all over. no makeup, no nothing. Yay, this is what I'm having this morning. I got like the biggest response because,
Right.
I was just being me, being
It's
real.
relatable.
And another one I did, and I was really being game, and I had some fun with it. I had rollers in my hair. I literally, would just set my hair in rollers and
Hmm.
selfie like this. And, I talked about something about women and how we just put so much effort into our
Yeah.
looks and feeling good and
So,
everything.
so did you feel kind of awkward, you know, taking a picture in your PJs and not made up and
Yeah,
not any background,
I took
no
about
filter.
no filter. I took about 10. I was like, oh no. I won't lie. I did that. But then I said, no, this is how it is. This is how I look in the mornings.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So
So I did something. I went on Instagram and my executive director, I call her my executive director. She said you need to do reels, and I said no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. She said,
oh
well, you
yeah.
need to. So you know, and I'm just looking at myself, and you find yourself in this state of, okay, what am I doing that is preventing me from breaking through, this struggle of this thing called entrepreneurship. How can I break through the demographics? How can I break through the other people, the organic, as they call it, the organic followers, organic, not your mama, not your cousin, not your,
Real
but
organic
people that
forward.
you really don't know. And so I had that long hard talk with myself, and so I went ahead and did it. And to my surprise, it's going viral because I did something out of the norm. I did something out of my comfort zone, and I did something that it still enhances. It still enhances. It doesn't take away from me. So what you did, putting on your showing who you really are in the morning, what you really look like in the morning, it doesn't take away from you. It actually enhances it. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
It makes
Absolutely.
you human.
Yeah, it makes you real. People
Yeah.
know that you are real and you actually have a normal life,
Yes.
a
Yeah.
real.
Um, for those of you that are watching, if you want to come and join us, you can actually come and join us and have this conversation, especially if you're an entrepreneur. I would like to hear your stories. I would like to hear your struggles. I would like to hear your victories. We would like for you to share and dare to be vulnerable. So if you would
Absolutely.
like, go ahead and type on the chat stage, and I will send you a link, and you can come on stage and join us in the conversation. So what are the things that you have done that is out of the norm, outside of the photos? What have you done outside of the norm that you were so afraid of, but when you did it, you were like, oh, this is easy. Well, why didn't I do it before?
Um, I don't know. I've done so many things out of the norm that
Well, name them off.
um, I think one of them, the one I mentioned before was the one that where I really was in, like, had my hair up in rollers and everything, and took a picture of that and put it on Facebook. Now that just simply because I was in like full on rollers and no makeup, no nothing, and I looked a bit granny like because when you think of rollers, you think of your grandmother, don't you? You don't
Yeah.
think, you think of the 1950s, 1940s, where women just went to bed with rollers back then, I
Hmm.
think. Or they would literally go and pick their children up from school in their in their rollers.
Bonnet.
Yeah, exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. So what's been like the outrageous thing that I've done like recently or during my
Yeah,
life? Yeah,
yeah.
recently. Oh wow. Um,
Had you step out of your comfort zone? Had you step out of the box?
hmm. Um, yeah, I don't know. I because some to me, just being doing things, even if it's abnormal. Like for example, um, where was I? I was with my mum at the supermarket a couple of days ago, and she can't hear very well. She's got a hearing aid, so she couldn't hear, and I literally couldn't leave the aisle because I knew if I would have left, people just jump in and I was going to miss out. So I was yelling really loud
Hmm.
in the middle of the supermarket to get her attention. And everyone was turning around except her in the beginning. I said, so as that was happening, I just said, can you just get her attention? Just tap her or, wave to her. And, that's something that you normally wouldn't do. You just, you wouldn't get someone's attention to get someone else's attention. Most people would just quietly just go. So for me, it was just like, yeah, just yell out there and
Hmm.
do it. So I'm not afraid of doing that. I'm not afraid of just speaking. So that was pretty challenging because to have everyone just turn around and think, why are you yelling? Like why?
Yeah.
But then I thought I have my reasons, so I'm just going to keep going. And I wasn't hurting anybody. I was just getting
Yeah.
everybody's attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's many things we do. Um, what else? I don't know. What have you done, Zaneta? What have you done that's been?
Um, I did those reels. I mean, it's out of my character.
Uh-huh.
Out of my character. I did a reel where I crossed my eyes, and then because as a kid, I would do certain things on my face just to see if I can do it. Um, one of them was cross my eyes because I have an uncle who has his um, his eyes crossed, and so in trying to mimic him, I wanted to, see if I could do it. But then I was able to individually move one eye and then move the other eye, and I can
No.
do it back and forth. So I did that reel. Um, and to my surprise, you know, it's getting a lot of attention. Um, so that was a breaking point. That was my breakthrough. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, let me show another one. Another one was there's this reel on Instagram about how do you rate yourself from 1 to 10. And of course, all of these are entrepreneurs themselves, because they're trying to make it, trying to get that viral video, trying to be an influencer. And so, I was seeing all of these beautiful women saying that they're 10, and the video goes like, no, for real, for real. But because 10 is flawless. And so the response is, yeah, I know, I'm flawless. So I was watching all of them so beautiful, but then I was like, you know what? When I started to do it, when I clicked the record, I was already doing this. So could I have could I have deleted it? Yes, I could have. But I just went with the flow. So I was doing this, and then I said, you know what? Let me add a little more to it, and I put my feet. I said, yes, I'm a 10.
Yes.
you
Oh
know,
wow.
it doesn't matter. So, yes, Wendy. I mean, yeah, that was, she said she saw that and hollered. yeah. So I'm doing things out of my comfort zone just to. So the beauty of it is when I had just posted it, and I was like, oh my god, I just made a fool of myself. And the next thing I know, the numbers started climbing. The views just started climbing, and I was like, oh my god, you know. So now I'm comfortable. I'm a little bit more comfortable. So now I can do those things. And that's what my executive director has been telling me since day one. I didn't do it because I felt like, no, I don't want to be like that. I don't know. But it's now, I now have organic followers, as you know, as it's said. So it actually has helped me a lot. That has helped me to, and I'm going to be vulnerable, um, to actually, instead of making my business or my uh, what I have going on as a hobby, because we have plenty of hobbies,
Yes,
and we just
exactly.
dibble and dabble a little bit, but don't really put your whole heart into it.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, that pushed me a little bit more further to really be serious about it. Was I making it a hobby? Yeah, I was. It really was. It was, oh, this is fun. But now I'm really grinding. I'm really getting to that grind point. And what also helped me to go push through that is that because I was comfortable with my job. I'm comfortable. I'm making good money.
Mm.
My 9 to 5, and I do good. I'm not struggling. I'm actually really doing really good at my 9 to 5. But because something happened, and I'm like, okay, this is not good anymore. I'm still performing. I'm still getting recognized. I'm still getting awards. But that pushed me to, you know what? How much do I need to make in order for me to quit?
So
That
what happened? What happened, Zanetta? Can I ask? Was it something that happened within yourself or something that happened within your work that caused that
both,
shift? Mm.
both. Because I was performing at optimum. I was settling, some of the cases, and because I was settling some of the cases, my caseload dropped. And then now they're like, oh no, you gotta maintain this. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Okay. Oh, okay. So I felt I was being punished for
Mm.
doing something great. And and then something inside of me changed and said, you know what? Why don't you take that energy and that greatness and really pour it into your business? And that was the change. That was the moment that I had. So now I'm not sleeping.
You're fully
I'm writing.
awake.
I'm writing content after content. I am, writing the storyline. I'm doing everything. I mean, everything. I'm setting everything up. It's like a switch that has been turned on, and
Right.
that's why I found this, and I was like, oh no, because last Friday I asked some people, what did they think? They was like, oh yeah, it was great. Yeah, the conversation was really great. I said, honestly, to me, it was a disaster. I'm going to be honest. Last last week's show, to me, it was a disaster. The conversation was great. It really was. I can't take away from the conversation, but how it flowed and what happened, and I couldn't be. I thought I could be in there with 4 people, but then I couldn't, and I was like, oh gosh, this is a disaster. And you can tell. You can tell. You can tell on my face. I was like,
I know, because you're the actual host and you
yeah,
like, you're going to be off this. Like you felt you're out of control, right? I
Right.
guess
Yeah.
I felt like you were like I felt for you. I
Mm.
felt that feeling of
Yes.
feeling out of control. So yeah, I guess,
Yeah.
but see, it's things like that that fuel us to
Yes.
move and push forward and
Yeah.
forge forward. So I think, and I know even from experience, and you can too, I'm sure, we should look at these experiences as, wow, that has been a great, boost, fuel to just
Hmm.
make a transition in anything, in
Yeah.
any situation, even in relationships. I always say that nothing is, bad or it. I actually said that to a client yesterday. He said to me, he was telling me how he was in a relationship for a year, and then he said, I wasted so much time, and he was telling me all the negatives.
Mm.
And I said, really? And I said, okay, can I ask you one thing? I said, so what was your biggest takeaway from this relationship? Because you stayed in it for 12 months. So there must have been something, some kind of payoff to be in it. And he just couldn't tell me. He was like, I think about it. There's got to be some, takeaway from this. You've learnt something.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I literally had to kind of spoon feed him a little bit just to say, well, it actually made you realize that this is not what you want in a relationship.
Hmm.
Obviously, you can now see the signs when they're coming your way. So, yeah, going back to that, any kind of shift, any kind of push, any kind of discomfort
Yeah.
is always um, a great way to make a move. Like if we look at it from the perspective of embracing it rather than
Mm.
resisting, refusing, stamping our feet and jumping up and down and retelling the story 100 times.
Right. Yeah.
We-
How can you tell a story? How many times can you tell the same story in different ways? And people don't catch on. Well, you said yes. Um, so I do have a question, especially with the entrepreneur world. Do you think, because you coach, you help, you service, men and their relationship and all of that, do you feel like that the entrepreneur world is male dominant? It's actually it's easier for male to be successful than it is for women.
No, I don't view it like that at all.
Hmm.
Actually, it's never ever crossed my mind. I've never really segregated it as far as, males and females. I just see it as one. I think sometimes, and I'm not generalizing, but in some cases, in what I have, experienced, some men are a little bit, um, standoffish with working with females and, working with female entrepreneurs. They
Hmm.
don't embrace it. They feel that they want to stick with the male groups for whatever reason, maybe just a male thing. Whereas there's other men that just embrace it and love working with women, having that. I think it's great because it's that yin and yang. And if,
Mm.
men and women actually come together in entrepreneurship where they balance each other, that female and male energy really brings a nice flow. Uh, and the experience that I've had has been that because there's been a lot of other male coaches out there that I have actually approached and um, said, hey, can we work together, maybe collaborate in some way? Let's do something.
Mm.
You're the man,
Hmm.
I'm the female. And some of them like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then just totally backed off, totally backed off. So
Oh wow.
why? I don't know, because it never really came to any kind of conversation to understand it. So the only thing I put it to, except there's, one gentleman at the moment from England that he really wants to work and do something together with me, which I welcome. I welcome other coaches. So as a result, I've been working with a lot of females,
Mm.
with presentations and shows and things like that. However, I do welcome working with men, not to work as competition, but to work in collaboration and have that real nice flow of energy of female and male energy, particularly in relationships, because if you're having all females or all males, it can be too lopsided, it can be too one-sided.
Mm.
Whereas because I am working with men, it's good to have another male energy coach that we can have conversations about it. It doesn't mean we have to
Yeah.
agree about it. It means that
Yeah.
just we
Yeah.
have great conversations.
I mean, because if you look at, because I'm looking at the motivational speaker lineup, majority of them are male. If you look at majority of the top um, authors, majority of them are males. You can name some females, but it's very uh, 1Z, 2Z, 3Z. So I was and even with the influencers, majority of them are male. Clubhouse, majority of them are male. So
Yes.
I'm kind of because I think because of uh, some um, some of the mindset, I guess, still has to change. That women do have the intellect, they have the gift to give, they have the if you take a look at J.K. Rowling, she had to put her initials in order for her book to be even looked at. Now she's this famous with Harry Potter. So, and that was her reasoning. The reason why she put down her initials is because of the male dominated um, authors. So it's yeah. You make a point, Wendy. You really do. Yeah, work-life balance is easier for males than females. I think that hits it on the nose. Because yeah, we have so many responsibilities.
Yeah.
So many. Yeah. Yeah. Just like
I
with
agree.
you, we gravitate to caring for our parents. We gravitate to caring for our siblings. We gravitate to helping, whoever it is that needs help. So us women, we gravitate to that. And so yeah, yeah. What is your take on that, Stephania?
Yeah, I must agree with Wendy as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've got to say this carefully, where men
Oh, just
don't
say
have
it.
as much
Oh,
men
just
don't
say
have
it.
as much responsibilities, because things are changing now. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
men that are changing their roles and really being very present in relationships, in family
Mm-hmm.
dynamics, and taking more responsibility, particularly if they're a working couple.
Mm-hmm.
He will participate and take a bit more load off the female, but doesn't matter how much load he helps to take off that female, she's always more responsible for all that. And she is the caretaker, she's the nurturer, she's the one everybody runs to.
Yeah. Is this like an innate? Is this like an inner thing for women, or do they feel obligated, or they're made to feel obligated,
Both.
or all of the above?
For me, I think it may be all of the above, because everybody will fit in different categories
Right.
as women.
Right.
I can fit in all of them. I can
Mm-hmm.
fit, I won't lie. Some may just fit, in one. I think everybody's different. However, yeah, one of those categories is definitely going to be used. What do you think? Where do you fit in? Do you think it's all the above, or do you? Because your
Well,
life's changed in the last year as well. A little bit
Yeah,
more
yeah.
responsibility for you.
I think for me, it's more, I feel obligated.
Mhm,
I feel like, because one, it's my culture.
mhm,
Two, I was raised in, a culture of where the woman takes care of the house.
mm.
The man goes out and, hunt and gather. But the woman stays at home, and that's their responsibility, is to make sure there's harmony at home. Um, so yeah, I feel obligated. I feel that's my obligation. But I did make a choice, which was a hard one, because there has to be a time where a woman must say enough. I can't do it. I can't do everything. I can't be, everything to everyone. I just just
Mhm.
can't. And so I made that hard decision, and I said, no, I can't do it. Can I do it? Yes. I won't do it, because then I saw myself being split into four different directions, and I can't do that. I saw myself going crazy. I saw myself, oh my God, what am I going to do? Well, I have to take care of this one. Then it's going to be a 24-hour care, 24/7 care. Well, what about this one? This one she needs to be molded. It's going to be taken away from this one. And then my husband, how is that relationship going to be if I ignore him? And, he just, he loves me some me.
Yes.
So I had to make that decision. I had to say no. Could I have said, okay, entrepreneurship can go easy? I could have said that, yeah. But it was more so my sanity, my, me being, pulled, should I say, pulled in so many different directions that I'm gonna lose myself. I've already lost myself several times. Once in my previous marriage, once, another time when I was growing up. So yeah, no, I just got to the point of nope, no, I
Mm.
make me the bad guy. I'm the
Yeah, I
bad
think
guy.
I think as you get, wiser, you get a bit older, you get wiser, you get more, I think you can navigate through situations a lot better because you've had those experiences. If you hadn't have
Hmm.
had those experiences, you may have had them a little later in life. So
Yeah,
it I think if it's going to happen, it's just going to happen. That's part of learning, part of life,
yeah,
going through
yeah.
situations.
So now I'm gonna shift it a little bit. I'm gonna shift it too, because I have I have spent a lot of money
Mm.
on programs, on certain promises, on, this program, this, you know, that you don't, you that
I know that.
you don't get the deliver, you don't get what was promised.
Yeah,
So,
sad,
and
isn't
then,
it?
not only that, these different programs, or these different things that say that after this, you're going to get this. Um, I spent a lot of money. I mean, I could have probably, top notch equipment already. But it, yeah, I could have top notch equipment, for with all of the money that I have spent trying to get that, that boost, or that, knowledge as to how to, um, get to that paying clients, um, get to that, what do you call it, the clients that are, subscribing, or, you know they're telling you, oh, I made 1 million, or I made click. Yes, she said it. I was trying.
The different programs are clickbait.
Yes. In other words, when you click on it, you're the bait. It's just a bait. That's all it is. So have you experienced that, and how did you? Because I stopped. Nope, 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 nope. Sometimes to the degree of detriment. But how did you do it? How did you experience that kind of clickbait?
Yes, absolutely. And I felt definitely that whole experience of spending so much money. However, part of me doesn't regret it. Why?
Yes,
And
why?
Why? Because in the journey of doing so many programs and being in the clickbait and spending so much money, and yes, there's been, jewels that I've picked up. Obviously, there's got to be something you've learned. There's been some wow moments, and you've put it in your own bag and used it and reused it. But the highlight, I think the best part of it, and this is how I was able to let go of that, because there's a lot of anger behind that. I'm not sure with you, Zaneta, I went through a period of, I was really angry because I was spending so much money and not really getting, the end result, or getting the complete finished product. So of course, next time someone comes along, you just are really skeptical, and you end up interviewing them rather than them.
Yeah, right. So true.
So how I dealt with that and let it go, because I had to let that part go, was I put it in terms of, I made a lot of friends. I paid a lot of money to meet you, and I paid a lot of money to meet you. So that program cost me $3,000. She's my $3,000 friend, and she's my $10,000 friend.
Wow.
So
but you know what? You do have a point. Yeah, you do have a point, because we did meet off of a program. And I think our friendship is worth more. It's more valuable than yeah.
So that's how I've seen these programs be for me, and this is how I have conceptualized it. And excuse me, I've got a tickle in my throat. This is how I was able to let that kind of anger, resentment go, because the frustration. It wasn't even so much resentment; it was my frustration. So because from meeting you and meeting someone else, I have gained so much. Again, friendship. Lifetime. With some people, lifetime friendships, like for you, for example.
Yeah.
With others, knowledge. They've shared their knowledge. I've shared my knowledge. So we've shared. So it's been great. It's been really great. It's an energy exchange. I just paid for your friendship. How did you meet? So you just, sometimes I remind my one particular friend, I say, you cost me $3,000 to meet you.
Wow.
How did you meet? Oh, very expensively.
Well, that's a good way to take a look at it. But I still could have done without, paying that much and not getting. Yeah, I can still. Yeah. I believe that sometimes, and I had to look deep inside me. Why am I being attracted to these, clickbaits? I'm going to use that from now on. Oh, what is it about me that is being drawn to these programs? And some of it I already know, and I don't know why I'm signing up for them. you know,
Do
and
you know now, Zaneta? Do you know
huh?
now? Do you know now why
No,
you haven't worked it out?
still don't.
I can I say what for me, because
Yeah.
I just felt like I needed to know more. I needed to know more to the point where I, just said no. And
Mm.
I said that with another friend that I met through another course. And she even said to me, Stephania, you don't need any more course. You just need to get out there and do it. Just get out there and get out of your own way. Get out of your own way and just be
Yeah.
that person you want to be, because there's no one out there like you. There's no one out there like, Wendy or myself or anyone else.
Mhm.
So whatever we do is still going to be unique, because we are one person in the whole of these billion people in the world that are doing this particular thing the way we're
Right.
doing it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think, it's a self-realization and just accepting, giving yourself permission to just move on now. You got all the information, you've done a lot. Now just get out there and start implementing, start doing, start being. And it isn't easy. It isn't. And anyone says that it is, and a lot of, I guess, people that are selling courses and are just making it like it's just so easy, there's a lot of work. You have to put in a lot of work. You have to sacrifice some things. You have to
Mhm.
sacrifice time, maybe even time with loved ones, particularly until you start moving ahead where you can afford an assistant, or you can afford, if you're working just that, if you're
Mhm.
working part-time and doing something else, well, then it's a little bit easier as far as investing a little bit extra to having a VA, because you can't do it all. But if
Right.
you're doing it all in the beginning, and I think it's good to actually do it all, because that way you know what's involved.
Mhm.
Um, that way if something happens to your VA for a couple of
Mhm.
weeks, you can then just hop in and take control.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But it is challenging. There is a lot to take on, and sometimes there have been times for me where I thought, oh my God, what did I get myself into?
Yeah. Do you feel
But
sometimes that you made the wrong choice?
um, there has been, excuse me, I'm sorry, what's wrong with my throat this morning? Excuse me. I think, yeah, there has been where I just felt like I wanted to just let it all go.
Mhm.
But then I just like, no, like, look at all the work that I've done, and people are waiting for me. And if I haven't posted, I will get messages saying, hey, Stephania, what's happening? When's your next post? Can you talk to us about this? Can you do? And then, oh my God, people are really watching. People are really interested. You are being of service. And
Mhm.
that to me is what's really important, that I am being of service. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
There's a saying on Instagram, and it was said um, that when you post a picture, you get 2, 3 likes, but when you post a story, you get hundreds of views or hundreds of likes. And I think they said the moral of the story is people are watching you.
mm,
I'm like,
yeah,
what? Yeah, which is so true. Um, because I do it.
yeah. Everybody
I
does it.
do it. I do it. I just, look, the different times that I do have free. I'm not very much on Facebook, not very much on Instagram. And when I do, I'll just post and quickly, scroll through, or make a comment. Um, yeah, I understand. Yeah, so Wendy has become the same too. And, because I'm just too busy trying to get my business, structure. I felt like, do you feel like that you have wasted some time? Because I feel like I wasted time. I do. I felt like I've wasted what? When did I start? 2018, 2017, 2018. Yeah, I've wasted time.
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
You've just been treading carefully, and you have been learning. You have picked up a lot since then. So
Oh,
I wouldn't
you're
say
so kind,
that. I wouldn't
Stephania.
say
That's
that.
why I love you.
I wouldn't say that. There's no waste of time. I think there's just time, and we've been utilizing it in different ways. And the beauty of it is we can then say, well, I can now do this.
Back. Are we
Hello?
back? Oh, okay,
Can
there
you
we
hear
go.
me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear me saying what I said? Or
No, you kind of froze a little bit. The whole,
yeah.
yeah.
No, I just said I think, what did I say? I think we used that time the way we needed to, and if we look back, we look back and say, well, I could have done it differently. I could have done it differently.
That's
You
a nice way
extended.
of putting it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you
That's a good
extended,
way of putting it. Yeah.
which you then can reevaluate and say, well, where did that self-care go? Was it self-care or was it care to someone else, you know? So you can then readjust it. The beauty of it is you can then
Yeah.
go back and reset.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, me, yeah, I wasted because I made it into a hobby. And I'm just gonna be honest. It was a hobby. It really was. Oh, this is fun. Oh, I like to do this. I like interviewing authors and listening to their lives and how did they write the book. It was fun. Um, it wasn't. I didn't see it as something that would be a business. I didn't transition there yet. It was. I think also, and I'm going to be very open and vulnerable. I think also I didn't believe that I could make it.
Oh my
Did I say a cuss word?
God.
Did I say a cuss word? Yeah, I didn't think I could make it. I didn't think that I could navigate through all of this, all of the entrepreneurs that is up and coming. I didn't think I could go, no, yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I'll have one client too, and I'll be happy, not really putting that mindset, changing that mind, saying yes, I'm going to be a businesswoman. I'm going to own my own. Even this is what I'm going to be making per month. I'm just now doing that. I am just now doing that. This is the salary that I need to make every month in order for me to fire my boss. Yes. And how do I get to that? I need this. And how much clients do I need? I need this. So now I'm doing the structure. I'm just now doing it because there's a mind shift. There's that change in the way I see myself, the way I have more confidence in myself, and the more the more I see myself. I watch the videos. I dread watching myself. I really do. I dread watching myself. I'm forcing myself to watch, the videos. And yes, Natasha. Yep. Right. Yeah. Until she made $1 million and thought it was out the window.
Right.
Yeah. So these are honest feelings that entrepreneurs don't share. They don't tell you that they wanted to quit. I'm not gonna make it, so I'm just gonna dibble and dabble and kind of thing. So I'm putting myself out here, and letting entrepreneurs know that maybe there's a whole bunch of us out there that think the same thing. Um, so that we can, give each other strength, give each other that confidence. Hey, somebody's going to listen to you. Somebody's going to, get you as a client because, like what you said, nobody's like you, Stephania. Nobody in the world is like you because you are uniquely you. There's nobody like me. I am uniquely me. So there are clients for each and every one of us. There's
Exactly.
7 billion people.
In the planet.
And you can have, some of those. So sometimes we think in our little bubble and we don't think, grandeur. Um, and I think that's where the challenges, the struggle comes in. If they are not saying that, then they aren't being honest with themselves. And those are entrepreneurs I wouldn't want to be around.
Mm,
Yay,
yes.
Natasha. Yes. Because if
Yes.
you're not honest, then if you're showing this fake page, you're this, and this. Oh, this is the next project. Oh, look at what we're doing. Oh, look at, but then you're struggling and you know, how, how do you get a client that way? Because if you're showing fakeness, then what you're going to give them is fake. I mean, that's just my belief. That's,
Well,
I don't know.
I think too unconsciously or vibrationally, whether it's a client or whether the audience are going to feel that. They're going to
Mhm.
feel it
Yeah.
because we're all energy. So whatever you're actually putting out there, people will energetically feel it. So if it is authentic and you are speaking with authenticity and being very transparent, I think, I know, I don't think, I know people will feel it and
Mhm.
they'll either say yes and gravitate towards you because it is so real and so authentic, or they'll just watch you and stop. They won't even criticize. They might judge, they might say something, or they just watch. There's no gravitation because it's that energy that you're putting out there.
Yeah. 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 And I believe that. I truly believe it. That you can sense right away. You know that when you meet someone, you're like, there's just something about them. I just can't put my finger on it. And then and then next thing you know, 6 months later, oh, I got duped. That's what it was. That's
Well,
that.
well, you know when they say, I have that gut feeling, that gut, well, that's exactly where you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you feel it right there, and it's giving your body will give you some form of sensation of whether
Hmm.
yay or whether
Yeah.
no, it just doesn't. We tend to not listen to that. Do
Right.
you know it's in the first 3 seconds that you meet someone that you know, unconsciously know, or, whether you read the signs and feel it in your body, whether that's the right person or you're making the right decision or, yeah, let me pursue talking to this person.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's often after the first 3 seconds that we then question it. Oh, but they might be just nervous, and you start making excuses, and then, weeks later, months later, you'll find that, oh, I knew it. I felt it the first time I saw them, but you just didn't take notice, did you? You just put
Yeah.
it aside, and after that 3 seconds, you started questioning and doubting, and it's after the 3 seconds that you lose it, that feeling kind of diminishes and loses its
Yeah.
strength. But if you go
Yeah.
back to that initial feeling and thought, you're never wrong.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That is so true because I can look back at all of the ones that I signed up with. Yep. Yeah. There were signs.
Like, right there, you're like, why?
Yeah,
Why?
there were signs.
If you're
Um,
questioning it, there is a reason why.
yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. So, have you ever, have you ever thought that, you know what, I'm just going to just quit, not do this at all. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe this is just an actual pipe dream. It's just a dream in a pipe going down the drain. I've thought that
Absolutely.
several
I
times.
have. I have. I have. I have. Um, yeah. And I shared it with my mum. She goes, "What?"
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my mum was like, "No," she just gave me the biggest shake up,
Wow.
because she's my
That's
big
wonderful that you have support.
yeah, and my biggest cheerleader, I would have to say, is my mum and my dad, but more so my mum. Like, I'm just really, with my mum,
Wow.
yeah, like, "No, you're just like, just hang in there. It's growing. I've realized that it's something that just takes time. It takes time. People will get to know you. People will get to really know who you really are, and men need you. You're just really honest about what you do, and
Mm,
which I am. I'm really honest and passionate, and my whole thing is about serving, being of help, being of service.
yeah.
Um,
So do you find because, because we have a servant's heart and you want to be of service, do you find it hard to kind of, put a price tag? Do you find it hard to say, well, this is how much it is? And do you find
yeah.
it hard?
Yes, yes, I have done. And I think for me also, I don't know whether it's just my beliefs, mindset, the fact that I do work with men only, um, and I have been questioned and I have been, challenged by men, but I know my stuff. And what you're a woman, what would you know about a man? Like, well, I'm here to tell you about women. I'm not here to tell you how you should biologically be feeling. I can help you spiritually and emotionally, and working through, with your issues. But I can certainly bring to you from a female perspective, and that's been, I guess, the little challenging part, because I'm a
Mm,
female, and I'm trying
well,
to tell men how to treat women, which I don't think is anything wrong with that, because I am a female, I am a woman. I know how us women want to feel from different types of women. I'm not just
hmm
talking one type of woman. There's not everyone's like me. Everyone is
right.
different. But
Yeah, but
I've
we
worked
have that basic,
need.
we have that basic, characteristic as a woman. Um,
Yes.
but to your defense, I mean, the question is, what are you're a woman? How are you going to tell a man? There's a man out there. I'm not going to mention his name, but there's a man out there on Instagram that it has went viral overnight and now has over 1 million followers telling women how they should act.
Right. Around
And
around them.
people and they're buying it. They're buying it. Some of them are, some of them aren't. I'm not buying it because you're not going to tell me how I'm going to act, externally. That's your preference. You have to be a 9 and 7, I'm sorry, an 8, 9 ranking. You have to be a certain height, certain weight, certain, making certain amount of money, and your dress size need to be a certain number. So, how is it that a man is telling women how they should be to get a man?
Yeah.
so,
But
you're the female version, but
mm,
you're doing it the right way. You're not telling them, well, you need to have six packs.
yeah.
You need to have
See,
abs
I'm
and
not not emasculating men, because not
Right.
every man is going to have a six-pack. And,
No,
really, women, I
we're
think we
not
grow
shallow
up.
like that.
Exactly. We
We are
kind of,
not shallow.
yes, exactly. But I think men also need to know that every one of them have wonderful qualities, and I help them dive deep to pull out those wonderful qualities and use those as strengths to attract women, because there is a woman for every man out there, vice versa. Believing in yourself. I mean, the amount of confidence issues that we all have as men and women, but men, even the most confident men can have issues, because they may be confident in the office, they're doing, they're leaders, they're great, CEOs of companies, but outside of that environment, and when they have to step out into a social environment, I think a lot of people are misunderstanding his message.
Yeah, that's the buzz term now, the high valued man.
Telling women from the perspective of a high valued man. Mm.
Yeah. So, well, I would like to hear that perspective. I think it's whether it's in delivery or not. I think that external stuff is still not. What is a high valued man? It's almost it's a relative. It's relative. High value man, how high value woman is very relative. So to get a high value man, the woman has to be high valued. I've asked a whole bunch of men the questions, and all of them said, "No, that's not what I look for in a woman." So, but I think the to your point, you're not taking away the masculinity. You're not, and I think that's the key. It shouldn't the femininity shouldn't be taken away. The the approach, the same thing. You're showing. So the question of the men always is, we don't understand women. We don't understand you. You guys confuse us. If you just tell us how, and there you are telling them, well, this is how we are, and then they don't listen. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's healing that needs to go on, Zaneta.
Mm-hmm.
Healing. And I get it, women can't be trusted. Women are cheaters. Women are gold diggers. Women just want one thing. Blah, 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 blah. Well, all that's because there's been a lot of hurt. There's been a lot of relationship baggage that you're still carrying around. And that's really getting down to the core stuff. Are men ready for it? Some men are. Some men have to really hit rock bottom, really feel the pain enough to say, enough is enough. I need help.
Yeah.
Everyone, we'll all get to that stage, and it's only then that we start transitioning. But if, like, people like you and I, if we keep putting our message out there,
Yeah.
sooner or later, even if it's a year down the road, they say, "Oh, I remember Zaneta. She was like talking about this, and let me just check her out again," and oh, there you go. And you've got someone that has been following you for quite some time, but needs your help now. May have not needed it back then because he
That is
felt like
true.
he didn't need it, or
Yeah.
she didn't need it. But now said, "Oh, okay, now's the time."
Yeah. That is true. So when you listen to him in a defensive ear, then you think that he's telling you what you should look like, how you should act as a woman, when that is not his intentions. Like I said, his delivery is all wrong. Yeah. My take on that is that delivery is everything. You can tell someone, and I teach this to, the little one we have here. You can say, "I love you," and have that delivery of, you can feel it, you can sense it, there's some authenticity to it. "I love you, Stephania," or "I love you."
Right.
Very different. Same words, different delivery, and a different impact. So whether his message is true, the impact, the motive, what is it? So
And not everyone's going to understand that language either. Not everyone's going to understand that attitude. Like Natasha can actually probably see beyond that and see his good intention.
It's marketing. I'm just going to say it out there. It's marketing. He's making money off of it.
Yeah, it's true, because people like drama, people like criticism, people drawn to that. People are drawn to that. So he's making money out of it. So but he does have some valid points.
He does.
But he does unfortunately deliver it in a way that, we see it in a different way. Whereas particularly the women, are like drawn to that because that's what they're used to. That's what
I think what it is that they're trying to prove wrong. And the more they try to prove wrong, they're proving him right. The more you try to prove him wrong, they're proving him right. So that's I was just about to say that people love drama and being criticized for some strange reason.
Yeah, it's just normal behavior, not normal behavior. It's what they know and are familiar with. And a lot of us, we grew up with criticism, even self-criticism. We're our worst enemy. We criticize ourselves. So if we hear it, we're drawn to it. We're drawn to it very easily.
Yeah, and I think the reason why, it all goes back to childhood, or trauma, whatever traumas had taken place. So that's what we have taken in. So that's what we're used to. So criticize. I'm gonna criticize myself because I was criticized as a child. So that becomes a twisted kind of way of norm. If you really think about it. I always saw myself as overweight, as fat. And then when people tell me, "God, what are you doing? You look good." I'm like, "No, do you see me?" They're like, "No," because I was always told, "Oh my God, you're getting big. You're fat. You need to lose weight. Oh, this is because I love you. The reason why I'm telling you this, I love you, and I want you to live long. So you need to go to the gym and do some diet." Dude, you already lost me at you're fat.
Exactly.
So that became a bombardment for many years. And then when I did lose the weight, when I went to a size 4, "Oh, what do you do? Oh, no, you can't go there. You can't do that. You can't wear that. You can't do that. Oh, no, you're going to have to. You can't get your hair done." Okay. All right. Well, if you're going to get your hair done, you're going to pay for it. Yeah. So that's where the trauma or the drama comes in, and the criticizing, the self-criticism, because you've been bombarded, and that's all you heard. So I guess it's comfortability.
What you're used to, what you're familiar with. Exactly.
Yeah. Because now I'm just now learning to accept compliments.
Yay.
Yeah, I said another cuss word. learning to take compliments.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just recent. When somebody would say, "Oh, you look so," oh, well, no, because yeah. And then finally, one of them just said, "Would you just say thank you?" Oh,
Yeah. Because you're
okay.
actually giving that other person a compliment too. When you
Yeah,
actually are thanking
that's
them
true.
for the
Yeah,
compliment, you're gifting them back, believe it or not. Because
that is true.
if you say, "Oh no, I'm not," that person actually feels, well, it feels your negative response and feels, "Oh, well, it's just like I'm." It's there's a block. There is a block. You feel it. You feel it in that person. It's like when you want to give them a gift, all right, and they say, "No, don't spend that money," but I want to. Does
That's
that sound
true.
familiar, Zanetta?
Yep, that
As
is so
you
true.
don't have to do that, but I want to. I was like,
Yeah,
okay, well, I thank you, and I really appreciate you, and that thank you for your gift. That is giving you a gift back because you know that, say for example, between you and I, I'm accepting that gift, and it's just I'm embracing that love you're sharing because that's a form of love. You're sharing your love.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Speaking of which, speaking of which,
Gifts, yes.
um, do you feel like that you're equipped to have this? I don't know, because me, this is how I think. I think that if I'm going to be doing all of this, media, social media, podcast, video, vlog, whatever they call it now, then I have to have this great equipment and platform. Now I found this Restream and I love it. I really really love it. I recommend it. It's really really good. You can play music behind it. Yeah, I mean, I was showing Stephania
I
all the
should
little.
put that on. Just come on, just do your little show
Yeah,
there. That music was really groovy and
sure.
sassy. I think we should have a wine
Sure.
night.
Yes, why
Well,
not? Let's
we have
let's
a wine in
do.
the morning, yeah, but I would.
Yes, and it comes with it, by the way. Yeah,
It comes what? Sorry?
it comes with it. Yeah, it gives you all. It has different. It's not just this. You have a different. All kinds of. You can do jazz. You can do hip hop. You can do all kinds of different sounds. And it's you can change it. Yeah. So and that when I found this, I was like, wow, this is really great. So I recommend it. So that's my thinking. I have to have this, all of these, what do they call it? All of these extra stuff, like popping and all of that. This one is actually very new and it's very affordable, um, more so than the others. And you can actually, for the free one, you can have 6 people. You can
Wow.
have 6 people for the free.
Wow. Awesome. That's
Yes,
awesome.
yes. Um, let me refer you. Okay. Um, so yeah, this is really good. It's they have a whole bunch of different things on here behind the scenes that is just wonderful, and you can actually do a webinar.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. So it's really cool. So do you feel like you have to have the full equipment, kind of thing? I mean, of course you need to have quality, but the
Yeah.
better you, I mean, the more you, I guess the longer you are, the better your equipment becomes. But do you feel like you have to have it? I know I did.
Yeah. When I first started, I did feel like I needed everything, and I did buy quite a lot, also with tripods and obviously you learn that, you can buy better ones and there's better ones out there. So it's just trial and error. But I didn't go too crazy because I did have someone that said, no, just you have to get in front of that camera and just be and do. Because we can get too, you know, stuck in that I've got to have this and I don't have this yet, so I can't get in front of the camera. I can't do this because I haven't got that and I don't have this, so I'm going to stall getting in front of the camera. No, the idea is just getting in front of the camera. So no, I didn't have everything in the beginning.
Okay.
I started with, you know, a $4 selfie stick, you know, the long.
That's how much it costs?
Well, €4 when I was back in Italy. Yeah, just
Oh.
really basic. And, you know, as long as it had the connection that when you push the button from the handle, it just clicked on and off you go. And I just quickly zip it out. And I'd even use it when I was out kind of doing little interviews with people. I'd just approach and say, hey, I'm doing this. Do you want to just hop on and give me a view? And
do you find it kind of difficult for people to say yeah or no?
Well, I'd ask them first before I'd go on the actual recording, obviously. And well, in Italy, I did. Some people were open to it, some weren't. In Australia, I haven't really tried because we've been in COVID quite a lot. So
yeah,
it was a little bit challenging to do that. But there was a work site happening. They were building a house across the road from where I live, and there was lots of men. Nice men. And I did say to them, hey, you know, I'd like to, this is what I do, and would you mind if you're on my, you know, live and have a few questions? And they said, yeah. But then what happened was, because they were changing, the workmen were changing all the time, and then things happened. I got to do interview one guy and then another guy, but they were real tradies. So it was really fun working with people like that, you know, real men in the sense of on site working. And I think that added a bit of, you know, nice energy.
Huh. Look, she putting me out on Broad Street. Come on, do I hear a little fear of rejection? Yes. I'm gonna admit it. Yeah. You know, I'm one of those that I won't ask. I won't. You know, I don't know. I'm maybe I'll do it one day. Maybe I'll say, hey, what do you think about me interviewing you right here, right now? I might. Not anytime soon. Well, it's still COVID, so I have excuse. Yes, it's COVID. I can't do it.
Yeah, but you guys can still are more freer than what we are.
That is true. Yes. United States, some states don't listen to what.
I would love, I'm going to manifest this. I would love to have a, you know, cameraman that just follows me and just does the video, because I've done it all myself. I've just either had the video, you know, the phone out here, or my selfie stick, which becomes a little bit. But if you actually have someone that can hold the phone for you and just while you're doing
or have that, you know, that really professional looking camera, you know,
Yeah.
with the boom mic and all of that, and you know, then the people are curious now. Oh, are you a influencer? Now then I would have, yes, Natasha.
Would you say yes to that?
I would no longer have that fear of rejection, because then people will be like, oh, can I be on it? Of course you can, come out. Yeah, so because I've seen some of them. I've seen some of them in LA. Of course you look at them and like, oh, that's a YouTuber or a grammar, you know, doing all of that. So yeah. So yeah, that would be nice. You know, that would be nice. Wouldn't it be?
Absolutely.
You won't have to worry about anything. You won't have to worry about what kind of angle. You're free. Your hands are free. You're free to walk. You know, doing all those twirls and.
Yeah.
Oh, what did Natasha say? She said you can still get one if you buy it used. You don't have to worry about the price, but still get one. Problem solved. What the camera, the professional camera, or the selfie stick? The selfie stick. I think I'll go with the selfie stick first. So, so what is it? What's in store for you? What as an entrepreneur? What's next? What's the game plan for you? So, of course, we see at the Gentleman's Square for you. So, what's new, Stephania?
What's new? Well, I have something brewing, and I
Ooh.
do have my men's group,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm so excited about that because I checked yesterday and I have 156 members
Wow.
to date of men that have joined Rock Solid Relationships for Men. That's my Facebook group for
Mm-hmm.
men out there that want to join. It's a safe space where men can actually share and give support to each other.
Wow. That's
I,
awesome.
you know, bring up content, release videos or messages, and others put whatever they want to put up as well. Have a problem, want to talk about it. Other men jump in and say, "Oh, this is what I would do," or "I've had similar situation." I actually, say the new members, introduce yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
some of them do, some of them don't, but I know they're watching. But now I'm going to bring up my own little show.
Do tell.
And it's going to be Triple R Thursdays.
Ooh,
Triple
triple
R.
R. Mm.
Yeah,
That sounds juicy already.
X-rated Thursdays. Because that's what someone else said, X-rated, Triple R. Well, it's going to be about real, raw relationships on Thursday nights. So we're going to be talking
Nice.
about real things, raw, getting really raw with subjects and topics. And I will be having speakers as well to come on, both female and males, and where they can actually interact and talk. So I'm just thinking I may have it on my personal page to start off with,
Mm.
just so it starts attracting men that are not on my group.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can then move into my group from there. But I can also create another night just for my group, maybe once
Oh
a
yeah,
month,
that's a yeah.
Q&A session just for the men in my group, where we can there won't be like it'll be me with them, so they can really share, and I can then bring on female guests and male
Mm.
guests as well that may want to share, or they may want to ask them questions as well. So I'm not
Awesome.
sure. That's what
Yeah,
I really envision for the Gentleman's Square at the moment.
yeah. Well, that's good. I am glad that you announced that first here. I'm happy. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's really wonderful. For those of you that are watching and are going to watch on the replay, you can come on here and talk about what you have going on, and so that we can, I like to help entrepreneurs. It's my heart. It's my heart. Use a platform, use this. However, take the video, take it, put it on your website or put it on your page. That is my contribution to, because I know it's hard. It's hard to have a business, and let alone to have another entrepreneur help you. So yeah, um, what's in store for me?
I was just going to
Get,
ask you that, but
get ready
hello.
for it.
Yeah.
So first, my book is now going to be in audio. It's in the works. Yay! I went through the audition, listening to all these voices, and I'm like, oh, should I do it myself? I don't want to do it myself. And then I finally stumbled upon this lady who I love her voice. I really do. And when I chose her, she was just so happy. She said, this is my first job. First, you're the first one that hired me. I was like, yes. I was so happy that I was able to give her that confidence that yeah, she really is made for that industry to be a voice over. I love her voice. Her voice is perfect. The intonation and I mean, she had some struggles, doing the Tagalog words. But of course, I had to teach her how to do it. But that was it. That was it. That's all I had to do was just teach her those Tagalog words. And then also behind the scenes, I am actually creating course. Yes, my
You're
course.
creating. Oh, your course. Yes. Woo.
Yes, have my course. The website is also in the works. All of that is, so when I said I had a mind change, a mind shift that I'm going full force with this business and no longer a hobby. 4 years.
That was just
4
your
years that
training
huh?
hobby. That was just your 4 years of play.
Yeah, I was just playing. Well, I'm still playing. I love this. I love this kind of, this kind of setting. So yeah, so that's in the works, and I'm also actually writing again.
Mm.
So I'm writing again, and I'm also helping another individual, with their book. So yeah, so that there's a lot in store, a lot in store. And speaking of authors, next week I am going to have a guest who is 12. I think she's 12. Um,
Wow.
yeah, and she's an author. She's a published author, and she has her own business, and she does her own coaching.
Wow.
So join us next week. We have the youngest guest ever. Uh, so so you'll have the pleasure of meeting her, and because you don't know her, you get to ask so many questions
Nice.
of her. So yeah, so that's what's in store. And I'm just excited. I'm just excited as to where we're heading, and giving entrepreneurs platforms, giving the entrepreneurs the encouragement, letting them know that, you have entrepreneurs that will be here to support because that's what we need. We need to support each other and not be in competition with each other.
No. Support. There's
Support.
enough for everybody.
Right.
Abundance.
Yes. Plenty, plenty. So we have gone an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh my.
I know.
An hour. We always seem to go over.
Yeah. So thank you so much. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate this conversation. And so for those of you that are hopefully going to be watching every Friday, if not, watch the replay. Um, we are going to be a fixture. Yes, Stephania and Zaneta, we're going to be
Yeah.
the main fixture for the Fun Fresh Friday. So there'll be times where we're just talking about relationship. There'll be times where we're just talking about what you do today. No, no, we'll be tackling topics.
Share. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be tackling topics that are not very mainstream. A lot of people like to avoid it, like this one. What are your struggles as an entrepreneur? Because everybody wants to be shown as, oh, I got this many clients. No, you don't. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing, is tackling topics that are not mainstream, and just have a conversation. Let it be, um, to just let everyone know that they're not alone. You know,
Yes.
they're not alone. You have Stephania and Zaneta to support you. And if you would like to join, let us know. Either get with Stephania or me, and we will give you the link to join. And you can join at any time, actually. So all of these are being streamed on YouTube. I wasn't able to do Instagram because there was a glitch in the link of Instagram. My fault. Yes, my fault. It wasn't Restream's fault. They did everything the right way. I didn't. So yes, and this can stream on Instagram. This is on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, 30 other streams. I don't even know all of them. But the ones, even on Periscope, I didn't know Periscope still existed. Twitter, in other words. But yeah, you can stream simultaneously to your Facebook group, to your Facebook personal page, and to your Facebook page, your business, simultaneously. So I love this platform. Love it. So do you have any parting words for or encouragement or little nuggets for those for the entrepreneurs, that are struggling and or maybe getting wins and maybe wanting to give up or give
I
them.
do. Well, first of all, don't give up. Don't give up. And a little nugget to help you not give up, because often we always are wanting to, celebrate the result. But if we just concentrate on celebrating the effort, concentrating on celebrating the little efforts, everything that we do, it's not about the win at the end or the result. But if you continuously just celebrate, yes, I just posted another, post, or I did another reel, celebrate, do something to just, give yourself that little reward for it. It just motivates you, it makes you feel good, and it helps you keep going and not give up, because you have been chosen. And if you're still at it after 4 years, 5 years, or a year, and it doesn't matter. It means that you are made for this, and you just have to keep going. And the road isn't going to be really smooth and easy, but that's okay. You can, look back and tell your story and years to come. So celebrate the effort. Remember to celebrate those little efforts that you have along the way. That's my nugget for today.
Thank you. And I'm going to do that too. I'm going to take your nugget and I'm going to tuck it away, and I'm going to celebrate those little efforts that I do make. Mine is know that you're not alone. There's a whole bunch of us here. You have us. You have, give us a message, messenger us, email us, go to our Facebook page, message, and say, if you're struggling in doing any kind of, social media, like a video, a blog or a vlog or a podcast, and you want to practice, come on. Come on. We're here to help. That's what we're here to do. And you'll always have us every Friday. And if you're still too shy, that's okay. Just keep on. Just keep on trying to come on and give that, like what Stephania said, that effort. Just get to that effort part. Thank you, Stephania. I always enjoy your perspective. I really do. And I hope I wasn't too difficult.
No, not at all. Not at all. I wouldn't be here if you were difficult, Zaneta. So. We need smooth, easy going, and we got that music going on, so we can
Yeah, right.
play
Yeah,
around with music a bit. We'll
yeah,
have some theme nights for Fun Fresh Fridays. What do you
yes,
think? Make it
yes.
just
Oh, yeah, that'll be good. And we are going to visit
woo.
you know that Restream is the way to go. I am not getting paid by Restream to do
No,
this.
free plugs.
This, yeah, this is. I tried it. I looked at their website and I looked at all the YouTube, tutorials, and I was like, oh, this might be something that I might like to do. The price was right, and I love it. If you love something, you would say, try this. Like a restaurant. Oh, did you go to that restaurant? Oh, they have it. Yeah, it's a word of mouth. So
Yeah.
no, I'm not affiliate. No, I'm not getting paid, but I do love this platform, and I highly, highly recommend it.
Woo.
And listen to that music.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So until next time, thank you so much for those that stayed with us. I really
Thank you.
appreciate you,
Yes.
and thank you so much. Until next time, how do you say, Stephania? Love
Love and passion.
and passion. I say love and peace.
Okay. Bye for now.
Bye bye.